and welcome back to the vlog. We're driving from Ontario to Virginia, which is about an 8.5 hour drive. We're heading over to the Shenandoah mountain ranges to go run Grindstone 100K. So this will be my first 100K. I've done 2 50-milers, and basically I've just devoted this entire year towards getting ready for 100K, so that kind of gave me 2 full builds, and then plus all my like 5 years of trail running experience as well. Yeah, we're coming in on Thursday, so that's 2 days before the race. Tomorrow will be exciting, so we're going to go do the little bit of a shakeout, hopefully at the end of the race course, so we kind of get my bearings a bit on what the course will look like. Then we will pick up my bib, and I've been invited to speak on athlete panel, which is really cool. So there'll be 3 of us on stage for about 45 minutes, and we're gonna, I'll be asked questions about why did I want to do 100K, why did I want to pick Grindstone, and it'll be cool to just be recognized as one of the elites in the field, and we're gonna go from there. Not quite peak fall, but we were able to enjoy some beautiful colors along the drive. The drive will take us from New York State to Pennsylvania, Maryland, and to West Virginia before finally reaching our hotel in Harrisburg, Virginia. With it only being 2 days before the race, we made sure to get a shakeout run in that night.
Here we go.
Virginia time. So we're gonna do a little shakeout, get the drive out of the legs. We'll check out some cool park.
And eat pizza and beer.
Okay.
Okay.
Hit a little 5K action.
We found a cute little park using Strava heat maps and decided to run there.
Yeah, see a cute little bridge. You can see it in the pictures. Oh, yeah.
Just in time for the sunset. And to catch some wild deer.
I love deer.
We looked around the park and my legs were definitely heavy from the drive, but to be expected.
So it's the day before the race. I'm just heading out my last shakeout run. I'm going to do just an easy 3K. We're here in Harrisonburg, Virginia, which is a small college town just outside of the Shenandoahs. It's pretty much a 25-minute drive, so pretty much as close as you can get. And other than if you're going to camp, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to do a little shakeout run. I'm feeling good. It's definitely going to be a hot weekend, so we have a big plan for ice. That's going to be really important to keep me cool. So I'm going to want to do some pre-cooling, probably like drink some cooler drinks, maybe have a cold shower in the morning. So some things I'm thinking about right now. Today, big plans are there's a set of caves that would be really cool to go to. So either do that today or after the race. Then we're going to go to get my bib and then go to the race expo where I'll be part of the panel like I talked about yesterday. So a little bit nervous for that, I guess, but I'm going to try to just be myself. So yeah.
And today I was out for a short 15 to 20 minute run the day before the race. I clearly tapered hard for this one.
Legs are a little heavy, but they always feel like that with taper. They feel great come the start line. If they don't, they have 100K to wake up. So not really concerned. Just gonna do my best, get some food in and kind of take it easy as long as I can until we go at 3 to the expo. So go from there. Let's get some breakfast.
And with that, it was time to head to bib pickup. The path we took from the parking lot was lined with hoka banners that would be part of the race course the following day.
So we're at Natural Chimneys Park. I'm part of the Shenandoah region here for Grindstone. So this is the race expo. So it's pretty cool. Here's the finish chute. And then here's some of those natural chimneys just behind me. They're really cool actually. You're not supposed to go right up to them, so obviously you can't do that. But yeah, we're getting the race kit. It's pretty warm today, but it is what it is. It's hot for everybody. We're gonna go on stage in a few minutes and hopefully talk coherently like I can do here. Sometimes I get a little nervous, but I think it'll be a smaller turnout, so that should be fine. The 100 milers start today in like 3 hours, and then we start tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So yeah, look forward to this.
Grindstone's start and finish line was along this epic backdrop of the Natural Chimneys National Park with these 6 cool rock formations. The day before is always so nerve-wracking, and I just want the race to start.
Look at that. Sweater.
At the 50K and sub-ultra distances. This is your first 100K, yes?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
Okay, so first question is, what inspired you to step up to the 100K distance?
Well, I've always been very systematic with my running. I've been lucky enough to start from like high school onwards, so I did the very traditional approach of like, I'm going to run cross country, track and field, go to university, continue that, switch to the roads. So I've kind of done it the very slow and steady method. So I spent the last 4 or 5 years working on 50Ks. And I also love the vert profile and the fact that some of it will be very gnarly, but then some of it will be very runnable. So that's kind of perfect for my background coming from road.
Distance, is there anything you've done either for the distance or just the specificity of the course?
Yeah, well this year I did Quebec Mega Trail and I did the 50 mile there, so that was a good training bump up for this to do the 50 mile distance. And then I didn't necessarily take a lot of downtime after that. I just kept my training going through, just respecting however I felt for recovery wise. And then for me, I haven't had to change my training too much. I just added a little bit more volume, more doubles on the roads specifically, so I make sure I don't get too slow on the slower trails in my area. And then I also just, yeah, maybe another hour on my long runs, like nothing too crazy. Yeah, so in terms of possible weaknesses, I've never been beyond that 50 mile distance, so like that's going to be unknown territory for me. So I'm not too worried about it. I just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and probably what I would be more concerned of is I don't get to see my crew. My husband is my #1 supporter. He's always there for me. So I won't see him until about a marathon in, so that will be a bit of a mental, like, okay, get to Josh. And then once I see him, and I'll have to be able to see him a couple more times from there, it'll be much easier mentally to
get through the rest of the race.
These races without, you always have to respect the distance, so your finish goal should always be to finish. We maybe have some time goals, but not really being on the course before, it's a little arbitrary to know exactly what time goal that is. Like in Quebec, my 50 miler took me just over 12 hours, so I'm thinking 1 to 2 hours on top of that for the rest, because Quebec's quite more technical than this, surprisingly. Quebec is wild. And then, yeah, my mantra is never make a decision about how you feel on an uphill. You always feel terrible. Wait till you get on a flat Rainbow section before you decide how you feel.
And then post-race, very Canadian on me, I always like to have some poutine. But if I can't, I'll get some french fries and a burger. Anything but sugar. Even though I love sugar, I can eat a whole cheesecake, but after a race, I can't look at it for a few days.
Understood.
And now it's time to rest before the race tomorrow. A 6 a.m. start meant a 4 a.m. alarm and starting in the pitch black. I walked over the start line and I had to avoid endless black walnuts, fearing for my ankle's safety. The 100K course would be 105K actually, with 3,300 meters of elevation.
Finally, I'll give you a 5-second count time to take off. Spectators, 3, 2, 1, here we go! And we start our next now.
I positioned myself just off the front of the start line, and then we were off. I went out with the lead women right from the gun.
Let's go, T. Let's do it.
The race itself went really well. I was really happy with it. It was a mixture of technical trails and the runnable road sections. Any of the big climbs were 4 or 5 kilometers straight up and then 4 to 5 kilometers straight back down. So obviously that's always tricky coming from Ontario since we have no hills or no mountains really to run on. One of the main things I did all day was manage the heat. So I made sure to take ice at every crew aid station around my neck for an ice bandana, under my hat, and then dump water over my head every single aid station.
Little Bald Knob would be the biggest climb of the day at about 700 meters of elevation gained. Blisters made for an excruciating downhill, meaning I would take almost 3 hours between aid stations. I had now run further than ever before, and I was thankful for my crew as I took care of my blisters and changed my socks for a second time.
Blisters I need to fix.
Yeah.
That section is actually like almost 87.
Grumpily, I was off to finish the day as strong as possible, as it was mostly road swimmer. After fighting off a brief nauseous spell, I pulled out my headlamp just in case as the sunset neared. Back on the same roads I started on at 6 a.m. that morning, I was headed to the finish.
As I reached the end of the race, I was really proud of my efforts that day, and I knew that I'd given 100% on that day, and I couldn't have asked for a better day other than maybe not having blisters.
5th place. Absolutely crushed. Let's go. Let's go, team. Woo. There she is, the beast.
I had finished 5th female, 15th overall. The day after the race, we headed out to nearby caves before driving home. I hobbled my way around. They actually took us over an hour to go through. They had been discovered back in 1878, so quite old. And the cathedral-sized rooms sometimes went up as high as 10 stories. Some of the features were the Dream Lake, which was a perfect reflection of the stalactites above. Tatiana's Veil. There was even a musical instrument, world's largest organ technically, because it plays using the stalactites. And we had a demonstration of this. With very sore legs and exhausted mind, we stopped just over halfway back and stayed in Bradford, Pennsylvania. Tacos definitely hit the spot that night.
Uh-oh.
And in the blink of an eye, we were headed home as if nothing happened, except for I was coming back 100K stronger. Head on over to my blog for a more detailed breakdown of each section of the race. There I went pretty in depth on how I felt and what I did at each point of the race. And that's a wrap on my 2025 season. So it was a very successful season, starting with Black Canyon. Even though I threw up 6 times, it was still a huge learning experience about dealing with heat. And since then I've gotten a lot better at using ice. From there, it went onward to Pick Your Poison as a tune-up, Sulphur Springs as a tune-up, and then to Quebec Mega Trail. Where I was 8th at the Canadian Championship. So a very successful day in only my second 50 miler ever. And I used that as a full build into Grindstone 100K for my first 100K ever. Thanks for following along. Like and subscribe for more.